this was the best free agent move the Rays could have done within their budget.
Yes. And I don't think there's a player out there as valuable that you could sign for $29 million.
You are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Rays, your daily podcast covering everything Tampa Bay Rays, from game analysis to player interviews. We've got you covered with all the latest news and insights. My name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulysses Zambrano,
bringing you expert analysis and passionate discussions about our beloved Rays.
Whether you're a diehard fan who vividly remembers Longo's Game 162 just like us,
or you remember the early Double-A days of Wade Boggs or Carl Crawford,
we're here to break down every play, every trade, and every milestone. In fact, this will be our 7th season covering the Rays daily.
In every season up till 2024, they've gone to the playoffs, but you can still grab your favorite Rays gear, settle in, and subscribe to our Locked On Rays YouTube channel and other podcast platforms. You can also find us on X and Instagram at Locked On Rays.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Super Bowl 59 is here, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook. New customers can bet just $5, and if you win, you'll score $200 in bonus bets. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started.
All right, we have a fun, enjoyable, uplifting show today. The Rays made a notable signing, and I'm not talking about lefty relievers or anything like that. This is a big deal. But before we get to that, Ulysses, we have the Stadium Watch update.
I think we do.
$44 days. I should have looked up players, great players with the number 44. Alas, I did not. I can not think of any off the top of my head, but that's where we're at.
I forgot 43, Harold Ramirez and Hunter Biggie, friend of the pod.
Yes. I was thinking like great legends, but that counts. Those are players that you were able to name. I cannot name a 44. So 43, you got it. Good for you, because I am terrible with players' numbers. I know 3, I know 2, I know 51 with Ichiro. I guess we'll get to that in a couple weeks, or a week plus from now. We'll be at 51, but I digress from all that, because we have something very important to talk about, and that is the Rays opening up their purse strings, their wallets, finally making a notable move other than Danny Jansen on a 1-year deal plus more. This guy is a shortstop. Boy, we need a shortstop, because it was and is looking thin. Ha-Seong Kim is a Tampa Bay Ray. He inks a 2-year, $29 million deal. There are incentives tied to that. There's also an opt-out after the first year. That's the old pillow contract. So if he goes off with the Rays, he can say, no, I want to go back on the open market. Hopefully it's weird. Like, I want him to be good, but I don't know if I want him to be so good that he leaves the Rays after a year, because we certainly could use him for 2026 as well. But this is the type of move, Ulysses, that we have been angling for, talking about, bantering about, begging the Rays to do something. They've spent no money over the last several months, and here they are, because Kim will, believe it or not, be the highest paid player on the Rays by a single year salary. So it means that they believe in what he can do when he comes back from that injury, his shoulder injury and surgery that he's recovering from. And I know you wanted Anthony Santander. I know you wanted Pete Alonso, but Kim is a pretty solid consolation prize. And if I may add, I think he's underrated by baseball standards.
Yes, on the underrated. But let's go back to, I believe we set this on the, I think I set this on the Eloy Jimenez episode. I said, can't we just, for once, sign a guy that the rest of the baseball world is going to go, damn, the Rays signed him?
Yes.
That's what I wanted, and this is it. And why do I want that? Because if the rest of the fan bases are looking at a signing that the Rays do and thinking, damn, why didn't we do that? That's an awesome move. Then it's an awesome move. Then
Yes.
that means that it's an established baseball MLB type player. And Ha-Seong Kim is that. He is going to provide Gold Glove defense at shortstop. I know, like Mark Topkins said, he's played second and third, but he's going to be mostly be playing in shortstop, and we want him to be playing shortstop for the Rays because not 24 hours ago, we were talking about the possibility that if Taylor Walls was given 400 plus plate appearances in 2025, I said they're not going to be making it to the playoffs because in the context, that means that they're not pushing for something else, for something a little bit more productive offensively. This is a game changer because now you look at the pitching staff, Kev. You look at the rotation and the bullpen. You look at the top 4 names plus Kim, now Jansen. Can Morel do something? And now the lineup is starting to feel a little bit thicker.
A lot thicker. And I want to implore people to ignore the OPS because I feel like sometimes we get so hung up in what is a guy's OPS. And I'm not saying that OPS isn't important. It certainly is. And you might look at Kim's average of 706 OPS across 4 seasons and kind of sniff at that. But he is so much more than that. He is so much more than that. Like you said, the defense, like you said, the base running. Wins above replacement puts him at a pretty valuable mark. I mean, even with missing like 50 plus games last season, he was still a 2.6 WAR player. Then in 2023, he was a near 6 WAR player. Right. And what we've been asking for is guys who have a good, solid, disciplined approach at the plate. And that is what Kim provides. At least last season, he didn't strike out. He didn't swing and miss. He walked a ton. And then he provided what was needed and maybe more so from the shortstop position, because we can look at his overall offensive package and say, okay, yeah, it's, league average, maybe a little bit above league average. But in comparison to what the Rays were going to be dealing with for the majority of 2024 at the shortstop position, and shortstop offense is hard to come by as it is, it's a windfall, in my opinion. And I know that he's not necessarily known for pop, but watch out if we get to see him at Steinbrenner Field and some other locations, because I think he got dinged by playing at the cavernous Petco Park. I think that really hurt him. I mean, it's basically just like Tropicana Field, and luckily the Rays won't be playing at Tropicana Field in 2025 and maybe a portion of 2026. So I think, not saying that he's going to go and hit 20 or 23 or something like that, but I think he has more power than what he's given credit for. I mean, some of the home run shots that I've seen are very, very impressive. Like 104 exit velo off the bat, straightaway center home run. He has that ability, plus just a general up the middle approach. But I think this is a great move, much needed move. It should make the fan base excited and give the fan base some hope that they're at least competing for that division now. Will they make the playoffs? I don't know. But this is the type of maneuver that we at least can throw them in the conversation again. Because a break here, a break there, a couple of guys having career years, Caminero goes nuts. I mean, good things can come the Rays' way. And just by inserting him into the lineup, plus, I mean, everything I've heard about him is he's not just a quality player, but he goes about his business in the right way, and he's an intelligent player. He won't make mistakes or do things that don't necessarily get seen on the box score that are a detriment to the organization. So I just wanted to put all that out there.
No, 100%. And I think if you want to put it all out there, I think we could take you somewhere that you could put green Skittles on, whether he's going to have a really good season or not. And where that would be is, Kevin?
FanDuel. We have to tell you about FanDuel before continuing on this episode. Super Bowl 59 is here. One game, two teams, endless possibility, and there's no better way to make every play more exciting than with FanDuel Sportsbook. Whether it's predicting the first touchdown, calling the MVP, or even betting on the coin toss, FanDuel makes it easy to get in on the action. With live betting all game long, you can adjust your bets as the game unfolds and feel the thrill from kickoff to the final whistle. So go ahead. Don't wait any longer. Download the app or head to FanDuel.com to get started. Bet just $5, and if you win, you'll score 200 buckaroos in bonus bets. That's FanDuel.com. Be sure to bet with FanDuel. They are the official partner of Super Bowl 59.
I want to take three things from what you said.
Okay.
Number one, the power. We've talked about Steinbrenner Field, how that is going to be impacting, hopefully, a lot of Rays players and also visiting players with the humidity factor, that it's easier for the ball to travel, right? We even looked up nitrogen and stuff like that a couple of weeks back to tell somebody how, at a mailbag episode, how it would affect. So with his power, I agree. Also, if you look at a hit spray chart, you'll kind of have fond memories of Isaac Paredes, because Kim likes to pull the ball, especially for power. I mean, this is not a Yandy Diaz type player. Right. He's going to be pulling the ball. So that's number one on the power.
Yeah,
number
if you notice, he does have an open stance, and he does try to get early to the ball, especially on, obviously, the breaking pitches that he's either able to hit in the gap or, dead pull, whatever it may be. Number
two, with the you said the walk rate, which is at the 96th percentile. Race Metrics had a really interesting tidbit. Let me show it on the screen here for those who are on YouTube. Ha-Seong Kim is essentially the most passive hitter in baseball outside of Juan Soto. Will the Rays encourage him to swing more often? Caballero plus 6.8%, Morel 3.1%, and Palacios 1.8%, all upped their swing rates after joining the Rays last year. And so will that be the case for Ha-Seong Kim? Maybe. If it's going to benefit him, obviously that would be great. But maybe with a guy that's already had a proven record, I would be okay with Ha-Seong Kim just being a career guy that we have, like you said, 705, 710 OPS.
Yes. Keep doing what you're doing. In fact,
yes,
whatever you have to do to get on base, I'm fine with, because he's not going to be stagnant. He will be smartly aggressive on the base pass. I mean, that 2023 year, which was a monster, man, it would be great if we see him in 2026 and we could have a full season, 145, 150 games of him and what he could really do, because the expectation is he may not start playing with the Rays till May, as he's recovering from that surgery towards the end of last year. But 38 stolen bases in 150 plus games in 2023. And then he had 22 last season as well. So he has that in his toolbox if and when needed.
Yes. And last but not least, you mentioned it with Walls and the OPS. People, again, for those that are on YouTube, you can see Walls splits here. 570 OPS against righties, 605 against lefties. The sheer difference of 100 plus points just in OPS, we're not even talking about anything else, you're going to feel it. And the best part about this is you're not going to feel a drop off with the glove. You're not. You're not going to feel a drop off with the running, with the base running. You're not going to feel that. This is most likely the best acquisition the Rays could have gotten within their budget. I don't
100%.
think any other player is in their budget and they missed. Would I have liked Santander, like you said? Yes. Would I have liked Alonso on a 1-year deal? Hey, go have fun in a minor league park and bomb 55? Heck yeah. But it's just a little pie in the sky. This guy is in their budget, and he was the best thing that you could have done for this roster. Do not let your defense decrease and up the offense. And the two moves, the major league moves, not Eloy Jimenez, because that's a minor league contract. Major league contracts. Danny Jansen, you are acquiring a guy who is going to give you a way better offensive profile than what you witnessed in 2024, because what you witnessed in 2024 was essentially nothing.
Yeah.
And shortstop, you are now improving a bunch by putting Kim instead of Walls. I mean, this is, Kevin, I think if you're a Rays fan, I don't know how you're not jumping for joy.
Yeah, you really should be. And I think it is one of those moves that probably has baseball like, wow, they did it. That was a really, usually the Rays are known for their shrewd trades and, free agent signings as well. But this is like, I think if you are a connoisseur of Fangraphs, like Fangraphs absolutely loves Kim. I remember when they put out their top 50 free agents list earlier a couple months ago, they had Kim as the number 9 best free agent in all of baseball. And they projected, if you take crowdsourcing and some of their experts, they were suggesting that he would get somewhere in the range of 4 to 5 years, $77 to $100 million. And if we look at it another way, whichever website you go to, it's pretty clear he was the number 2 best available shortstop on the market. Number 1 was Willy Adames. And how much did Willy Adames sign for? A whole heck of a lot of money. I would much rather take the risk of Kim at most 2 years. Same age, by the way. It's not like Kim is 35, 36. He's only 29. Same age as Willy Adames.
Right.
And he can be, look, he will not have the power numbers of Adames, but I really don't care about that at this point. Also,
cheeky comment, but factual. I mean, it seems like we got it with the Korean market. Ji-Man Choi, Ha-Seong Kim. Are we building something with Korea?
Maybe, hopefully. Folks. I mean, I think he's going to be a fan favorite in the mold of Ji-Man Choi, but I think he's actually a better player than Ji-Man Choi. Like he has all-star potential. He definitely has Gold Glove potential because he's already won a Gold Glove. And like you mentioned, they may do it a little bit differently, but I don't think you're necessarily going to lose a step with Kim at short versus Taylor Walls. I mean, just look at some of the plays that Kim has made. He's one of those guys that has so much range, especially on those no man's land fly balls that are in center or right center. He can track those and make the over the shoulder catch. You got a shot deep in the hole. He can dive for it and make the long throw to first. You need to complete a relay and a strong, accurate throw to home. He can do all that. So, there's not a weakness in his game from that standpoint. And in fact, I really don't think he has a weakness in his game per se. I guess if we want to harp on the power numbers a little bit, but by shortstop standards, I think it's pretty solid. And again, we go back to the Petco Park thing. And maybe it's just a case also of him being a little bit too passive when there's opportunities for him to be more aggressive, and he could launch another 1, 2, 3, or 4 out of the ballpark at the end of the day.
And is that passiveness going to change with how the Rays can impact him? I mean, we'll see. I mean, we won't know until the season gets started and all that. But I'm with you. The flaws would be very nitpicky, because let's just ground it down to the 3 essentials: base running, defense, and offense. Base running, really above average. Defense, really above average. And offense, league average. So,
but probably above average for shortstop standards.
There you go. And for shortstops, yes, it goes above average. So, but I think people shouldn't really if there are people that don't like this move and they're focusing, for example, like you said, on the power numbers, or hey, his batting average is too low at 2, whatever. He hit 233 last year. If you're focusing on that, I would really try to convince you to don't look at the outside noise of other shortstop. Look at what you could have had.
Yes.
Instead of Kim in the internal options, or any other option that would have been cheaper than Kim.
Right.
Not good. Like, again, this was the best free agent move the Rays could have done within their budget.
Yes. And I don't think there's a player out there as valuable that you could sign for $29 million over 2 years.
Agreed.
I don't think that's in the cards. So I'm actually, in a way, well, I'm surprised because I'm surprised I'm not surprised. I'm surprised because, holy cow, they actually spent money and did something. But I'm not surprised because the situation at short and offensive across the board was so tired. Was so to the point of like, why are we even going to play 2025? I mean,
yes.
You're not even trying, essentially. But
you're not going to be making.
This is legitimately moves. Trying. Yeah,
you're not going to be making any moves after what you witnessed in 2024. That offense needed some damn help. And so when you're not making any moves whatsoever, you're thinking as a fan, so what? We have an elite pitching staff and we're just going to have a crappy offense again?
Mm-hmm.
And so now with Jansen and Kim, you understand the moves that were made, again, within their budgets. That's exactly what you need. You needed to shore up that catching offensively, and you needed to target that shortstop position with some more offense. And they did that.
And beneficially, I mean, I would imagine he'll spend most of his time at short, but if there is a situation where the Rays are in a pickle and they need him to move to second or third or somewhere else, he can do that in a pinch. I'll just be curious to see how this alters the career trajectory of Carson Williams. And again, I think that was a nice middle ground of, you definitely don't want to rush a prospect like that and put all that on his shoulders. And, people are talking about, hey, he's the number 9, number 11 prospect in all of baseball. He can't get here fast enough. Now this gives him a little breathing room so he doesn't have to drink from a fire hose, and the Rays can be more patient with his development. And
selfishly,
if he gets called up and he's as good of a defensive shortstop as Kim, okay, let's just move Kim to another position.
Selfishly, I am glad, because I had said prior that Carson Williams was not going to, if I had to lean one way or another, that Carson Williams was not going to be seeing more than 10 games with the Rays this year. Right. So selfishly, I kind of think that this Kim move kind of proves that if he stays healthy, we're not going to see Carson. And good, I want Carson to have all the AAA experience possible. Yes. You do not want to rush these guys. And you know what? I have to rush this, Kev, because we're going to have no time for baseball trivia or Name That War if we don't get to it soon.
Okay. Yeah, a couple quick things there. Yes, Carson Williams is just 21 years old, and we know that the difference between minors and majors is now such a huge gulf in compared to previous years. So it is a big step up of going from AA to the majors or AAA to the majors. I wanted to do some over-unders on Kim, but maybe we save that for an episode next week. That might be a fun little exercise of what people are suggesting of how many games he'll play, how many home runs he'll have, so on and so forth. So maybe that'll make a nice segment for next week. But in the meantime, yes, we do have baseball trivia, Name That War. Ulysses, what do you have in the arena of baseball trivia for us?
In front of me, Kev, I have the yearly starting shortstops for your Tampa Bay Rays since 2008. Well,
okay.
Ha-Seong Kim is not going to be a starting shortstop in 2025 because he won't be playing with them until May. So it's not him, right? 11 different names in front of me since 2008 have manned that shortstop position. Kevin, I need you to name 8 of these 11 names.
And they don't necessarily have to be starters. They just played the position?
No,
were?
they started on opening day.
Started on opening day. Okay. Well, Wander Franco.
Wander Franco is correct. He did it twice.
And having Kim definitely spells the end of Franco coming back anytime soon or ever. Willie Adames.
Adames did it 3 times.
Okay. Yunel Escobar.
Escobar did it twice.
Okay. 2008. I'll say Reed Brignac.
Reed Brignac did it once.
Okay. Oh, I know I'm missing some names here, obviously. Jose Caballero.
Did it last year. Could he do it this year?
Probably. I know this is probably going to be a strike, but I'll say it anyway. Taylor Walls.
Taylor Walls is correct. He did it in 2022.
How many names do I have? 5?
You have 6 names.
6. Okay, 6. So I need 2 more since 2008. Oh boy. This is getting tougher now. Ben Zobrist?
Strike 1.
Okay. Oh, my mind is not helping me here.
Hey, you know what? You had no strikes. You took a big swing. You went Harold Ramirez. It's early in the count. It's okay.
I know this is wrong, but Elliot Johnson.
Elliot Johnson. Wow. That is correct. He did it once. 2012.
Oh, are there any all-stars in this group?
I mean, have they been all-stars? Yes. Were they all-stars that year? Not necessarily.
Okay.
But you're missing a pretty big one.
I am missing a big one?
I mean, I can't say anymore, but yeah, I think a lot of Rays fans would say this name as one of the best that we've had.
From 2008 to 2024, who am I missing? I mean, I can't say BJ Upton because he wasn't a shortstop when he got to the majors, I don't think.
I think he was, but I don't think he was an opening day starter.
Not
think. I know he wasn't an opening day starter.
Wander, Adames, Escobar, Brignac, Caballero, Walls, Johnson. Who the heck am I missing? Who was before Adames?
3 different dudes.
3.
3, not 1, not 2, 3 times the lady.
I am drawing a blank here.
I'm gonna need an answer.
I don't know why this name is coming to me, but I don't even think he played for the Rays. Yuneski Betancourt.
I know who you're thinking of, and you would be right.
Okay. No, I got it. Denny Hechavarria.
Let's go. That's my boy. My boy. Let's go.
All right, I'm done. You got it. I can't keep going.
Very freaking good. You missed names such as Brad Miller.
Okay.
Missed names like Asdrubal Cabrera. And this is the guy that I was talking about that a lot of Rays fans would say, hey, put some respect on his name. And his name is JB, Jason Bartlett.
I forgot about Bartlett. He did have that amazing season.
Yeah.
I think that was an 09.
09, yeah.
Regardless, great trivia question. Wish I could have gotten to the end there sooner, but that made me think clearly. So that was a good one. All right. So considering the topic du jour was Ha-Seong Kim, him being a Korean-born MLB player, I have another Korean-born MLB player for Name That War, where we take a player from the past and we guess their baseball reference war. In this individual, it's not Hee-Seop Choi, It's not Chan-Ho Park. It's not G-Man Choi. It is Shin Soo Choo. What is his Baseball Reference career WAR?
Great. Name that war.
Thank you, sir.
Terrific. Okay. Great Cleveland Indians player. Yes, Indians, because it's been a minute since he played. We're that old, Kev. He was a solid player. Like a 280 average guy. I think he was in the league for about 8 years, I want to say, from like 2005 to like 2013.
Okay.
So maybe 8-9 seasons for like a good 6 seasons. I think he was a 280 guy, 15 to 20 bombs. I don't think he was defensively awful. But you wrap all of that up.
Mm-hmm.
And if for 6 years he was a good player, 2.5 WAR-ish guy, you're looking at 12, 18. Let's go with 19 WAR.
Okay, that is your guess. Some background on Chu. He was a one-time All-Star. He's actually still playing professional baseball in the Korean League at 42 years old with the SSG Landers. He used to be his agent is with the Balanji Group, friends of the show.
Hey, that's cool.
Previously, the Big Bad Boris Corporation. So shout out to Balanji for representing Chu. But Chu played in the majors 2005 to 2020, 16 years in the bigs.
Oh, I missed on that a lot.
His last year was during the COVID shortened season, of course, where he played 30 plus games. Batting average, you pretty much have right on the mark. 275 career batting average, 1,671 hits, 218 homers. Never hit more than 24 homers in the season, but he had a lot of 20 plus home run seasons. Also, I think he had a couple 2020 seasons as well. He had some stolen base numbers racked up in the mid part of his career.
Cool.
So 275 career batting average, 377 OBP, 447 slug. That's an 824 career OPS in his major league career. Take all that together, and his WAR is what did you guess again?
19.
Almost double that. 34.6 is what he garnered.
He played for 16 years. I had him at half. 8 years. That's what got me. Because if I did 19 plus 19, I would have been on the money.
Yeah. So he played 7 years with the Rangers, 7 years with Cleveland, 2 years with Seattle, and a year with Cincinnati. So
don't remember
I think you're just focusing
Seattle
on
at all.
Yeah. Seattle was like his first season in the bigs, basically. So yeah, I think he was most well known for his time in Cleveland. He actually put up a back-to-back 5.5 and 5.9 WAR seasons in 2009, 2010.
You know what? I'm not even going to feel bad about this one. I had the years halved, and if I times it by 2, I would have been on the money. So I don't feel bad about it.
Hey, maybe by the end of his career, Ha-Seong Kim will get a 34.6 career WAR.
Baby, stop it. There's an opt-out. We want him to be good, but not too good.
That's true. There we go. Yeah, he's already at 15.3 WAR, so it is technically possible there. In the meantime, hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Let us know in the comments what you think of the Kim signing. We'll try to do a little bit more reaction and predictions on what we think Kim will do in 2025 sometime next week. But stay safe, everybody, and we will talk to you then.